like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave me a comment. Without further ado,
Hyperdellic.
Hey kids, it's Hyperdellic, and today we're going to be taking a look at Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon, from Jada Toys. Okay, so like the whole Universal Monsters thing, I was completely unaware of that Jada was even involved in. Like, I had no idea that they were doing old-timey monster flick spooky monsters, right? And the Creature from the Black Lagoon the movie is not amazing or anything like that, but it still holds a very, I don't know, nostalgic like place in my heart. When I was a kid and they were gonna do the Creature from the Black Lagoon on TV in 3D. Right? So it was like, everyone was like, oh, it's going to be amazing watching it in 3D. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was fun. And it was like one of these events that everybody kind of got together over. I remember watching it at my dad's house, you know, and we had the 3D glasses and everything. And I want to say my dad also kind of got cheap about it and like made his own 3D glasses. I don't know. I don't know why I remember it this way, but I think there's a lot of truth to it. My dad's probably going to be like, I never did that. You probably did, Dad. But the thing about this is that, like I said, like it caught me completely off guard that there was any Universal Monster figures being done by Jada. And apparently there's a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, a Dracula, and our guy. Now, I'm going to say this much right here. In this image, their legs look straight. If you look at him in the package right now, his legs look bowed. Now, I don't know if that's rotation at the knee, like if there's some sort of a trick kind of joint in the knee, but I really hope that he doesn't come out of the package bow-legged. If he does, I can understand why people didn't want to pick up on a bow-legged Frankenstein. Now, the Bride, you know, that's hidden underneath what I'm going to assume are cloth goods. And the Bela Lugosi Dracula looks pretty good. I'm going to assume there are alternate heads, but I really like the look of this Frankenstein. I'm hoping that this figure is good, because if he is, I'm definitely going to pick up Frank. Definitely going to pick up Frank. Frankenstein is my other favorite, you know, creature monster. I remember when I was a kid, I lived in Texas, and they had Creature Feature Sunday. I'm not really sure if that was what it was called, but basically they'd do like 2 horror movies back to back. But they weren't horror movies. They were like spooky old monster movies, right? You know, you'd see Son of Frankenstein, the Son of Wolfman, you know, on the same night. Son of Dracula. There were a lot of sons of monsters. Where's Elvira when you need her? Wait, I could go get her. No, we won't do that. But I have been opening up a bunch of Jada figures this past year and have been so pleasantly surprised. Like, I still have to do my Fireman from Mega Man review, and I have a Mega Man. I've got like 4 or 5 different, I think four different Street Fighter figures, and then I recently did Chester the Cheetah. If you want to check that video out, check out the link there. You know, or wherever the heck it pops up. But without further ado, we're gonna bust into this. We're gonna check out what is going on with these figures and why they're not just, people aren't buying them up like crazy. Like, why are these still available? I don't understand. All right, let's take a look.
Hyperdellic.
Okay, and we're back. And I'm gonna say this much: his legs are a little bowed, but it seems like since I've taken them out of the package, they have straightened a little bit, right? And if you change them, you turn the legs a little bit, like they tend to be all right. He has some huge feet, and it makes him very sturdy. He's easy to stand up, right? He's got some pretty nice monster articulation. Like I mean, I'm not going to say he's completely true to the original monster itself, but man, as far as I can remember, it's pretty good. People still herald the Creature from the Black Lagoon's suit as being one of the most realistic monster outfits that had ever been done way back in the days of black and white monster, movies. And I gotta say, like, there's always been this thing about the creature from the Black Lagoon that has had me, like, kind of stuck on it. Like, I even picked up a reaction figure version of him because I don't know. There's just something about the creature from the Black Lagoon that I love. Like, there's just something really cool about him. I was gonna try and watch the movie before I did this review, and I'll be honest, I couldn't find a copy that I didn't have to pay for. And I still might end up buying a copy of it and just to have it, but not today. I spent enough money on this channel. If you want to help support the channel, you can become a member, or you can join my Patreon, or you can just, send me a donation via Patreon or through if I'm live, you can hit me up and send me a super chat. It would be appreciated. But we're going to talk about these accessories. Okay, I'm not going to do any like photos or anything like that for the accessories this time. I'm just going to show them to you because all of them are very nicely detailed. There is some very, very detailed sculpt work going on. That's beautiful. Okay, like that is gorgeous. He comes with this, like, I think it's I want to say it's like it looks like a bone, hand bone thing going on. I don't recall what was going on with this or why this is one of the things that he comes with, but he also comes with a other regular hand. This one looks like it could hold something. Then he also comes with a harpoon gun because they were like hunting him down with a harpoon gun, right? And then he comes with a net because they tried to catch him with a net. I mean, it's kind of a silly accessory, but like, what? I don't know what I'm going to do with the net. I'm not going to pose him with it. It's kind of silly. And then you do things like that. But like overall, I think this figure is excellent. He's a great representation of the character, and I think that the sculpt itself is phenomenal. This is again another example of Jada's amazing action figure design team. Their sculpting and like all of the paint, like there's little spray, touches and stuff like that everywhere. Like I want to support the living heck out of Jada because they do the things that the really expensive boutique toy makers make, right? Like you don't get this kind of detail from Hasbro or Mattel. Not necessarily. Not unless you're paying an arm and a leg. You're going to pay like $100 for like some giant thing or something like that. And this is something that like you go to Mondo for and you pay $100. I threw in on that stupid pink Pete Venkman figure. We'll see if that thing's worth $100. Bet you it ain't. But they also do this kind of spray, and that kind of paint work. Same thing with like Boss Fight Studios or, NECA. NECA is a prime example of some pretty decent paint applications. And another one that I hate mentioning is Super 7. They do a nice job with their paint too. But again, when you're looking at Super 7 or NECA or several of those, you're paying a lot. This, I think, was $20. I think it was $20. And that's incredible. That's an amazing price point. It's like, holy cow, really, guys? You guys are fantastic. Every figure that I've opened and played with by Jada has impressed me. And this one is no less impressive. Okay? Do I think I'm going to get 1,000 views with this video? Nope, probably not. No, this is the niche of the niche. But but I had to review him just because I've been like so fanboying it up over my Jada figures this year that like I needed to do a video. I almost didn't do a video for him. I almost just opened him and just had him for myself. I wasn't going to share him with you guys. But I realized I have to. Like, I've got to show this figure off. It's just like the Chester the Cheetah figure that I did just a little while ago. That figure has been out for almost 2 years now. I mean, people have gotten it and gotten it and gotten it. I didn't need to sell it for Jada, but I did need to like talk about it because I like it a lot. It's a fantastic figure. I'm not going to say that every single one of Jada's figures are amazing, but most of them are. This is up there. The quality, I mean, granted, there's pins. They've moved away from pin technology, right? So like, but these are older. And again, I can't wait for Tony the Tiger. I can't wait for the Scooby-Doo figures. Those are going to be exciting. I mean, those look great. You know, so does Tony the Tiger. He looks great. All right, let's zoom in on him, and we're going to see. You're going to see just how many amazing little details are on this sculpt, and you may be persuaded into getting one yourself. Let's find out. All right, let's check him out.
Hyperdellic.
Okay, now we're all zoomed in to see all of his wonderful Black Lagoonish greatness. His Black Lagoon-ery. I don't know. But I mean, as we turn him around and I show you, like, the texture of his skin is amazing. It's actually kind of it's kind of fun to touch. Like, it's very, it's bumpy, but there's a really nice sensory feel to him. If you're slightly on the spectrum, like I might be, that's kind of satisfying to like be like, ooh, that's nice. I like textures, right? And then we move down on the paint job. The abdomen is a little bit smoother, but then we get right back into the bumpy texture on the legs. I mean, they switch up the textures too. Like, this is a little bit smoother, but a few bumps and so forth. And then the feet are nice and flat on the bottom. I like that they did that. I don't need to have sculpted feet. I don't mind if they're flat, because then they will stand nicely, right? But we take a look at these hands. I mean, just the details. The details. Jada is definitely one of my new favorite toy makers. We'll see where I sit with Boss Fight Studios once I get a hold of the Garfield and Odie set that I pre-ordered. Those are smaller, but this is an excellent 6-inch figure. This is phenomenal. My only real gripe about this figure is that he is a little bow-legged. It's a little weird. It is a little weird, and they're packed out to be bow-legged. There's his Gadonk. That is going into the Gadonks of the Year video, definitely. Oh, you guys think I'm kidding? I'm making one. We'll see how it does. I may never make another one again. My guy Thanos will appreciate it. Thanos Copter, shout out, bro. Sorry I haven't commented in a while. I've been super busy. I've been crazy busy with a lot of stuff. I do try to comment to everybody that comments on my videos and stuff. I try to comment back to everybody. So if you want to say hi to me or whatever, comment. Throw me a comment down below. Throw me a comment on any of my other videos. I'll say hi back. You rest assured. Ask anybody that's commented. Go ahead and take a look at the comments on my other videos. I always talk back. I appreciate the folks that want to, have a conversation with me. I'm an old guy who doesn't have a ton of toy friends, like in my neighborhood. So you guys are my toy friends. and I appreciate that. All of my toy friends that live near me, they're all just like me. They're introverts. When do you ever see introverts unite? You don't. It doesn't happen. We all just hang out in our basements doing weird stuff by ourselves. That's what I do. I'm doing weird stuff right now. I'm talking to myself, playing with a toy. You tell me that's not weird? That's freaking weird. All right. So I want to go over his articulation, because he's got fair articulation. The head moves okay. There's a lot of sculpting in the way, but I don't remember the actual monster from the Black Lagoon, or I'm sorry, creature from the Black Lagoon, having an incredible range of motion. He was pretty stiff. He was all like, monster. So sorry, I get sidetracked, The arms have this piece is kind of in the way, so he's not going to go all the way up, but you can rotate the bicep, and it looks like his arm you can get it to go 360 all the way around at the shoulder. It's interesting. Jada definitely does some interesting things when it comes to their articulation. That was terrifying. Felt like something broke, but I don't think it did. I think it just finally came loose. But yeah, there's their elbows. They're not terrible. It's definitely not Loyal Subject's elbows. Boy, we all know how I feel about that. So we got double elbow action, we got a bicep cut, we got wrist swivels. These are on horizontal pin rockers, right? There, we'll pop his hand off so you can see. That's the peg. There's his peg hole. Gross. He's looking into his peg hole. Dirty. Alright, so we're moving over to the torso. He's got a bicep, or not a bicep, I'm sorry, a diaphragm that can go 360. And then he's got a waist that can go 360. I really like the range of motion that you can get out of this. You know, you can bend him forward at the hips, although that kind of looks a little odd. But let's see, if I hold him there, you get some range, and then you can pop him up like that. It's not bad. I will say it's better than a lot of 6-inch figures. I mean, shoot, even G.I. Joe Classified sometimes gets a little limited in the abdomen area. This has some pretty good range. Like, you can make him do all kinds of stuff. You know, swim side to side. We're moving on down to the hips. He can kick forward perfectly good. Let's see, how far does he go backwards with the leg? The leg gets stopped by the butt. And let's see. Oh, there is clear butt kicking happening right there. He can kick butt all day. That's pretty cool. Love it. So far, most of Jada's figures have been able to do that. Let's see, the toe comes down. Fairly good. These little things want to get in the way a little bit, but that's not bad. Right? You want them in a swimming pose. And then we go forward like that. And then let's show a little side to side. Like, you can twist it side to side. So you can have like some pretty dynamic, you know, poses. I mean, I never saw the Creature from the Black Lagoon stand like that. It's usually pretty straight up and down. But you can do things if you want to. If you want to make some silly poses with him, you can. And you should. And you know what? I think that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do some poses and we're going to take some photos. And then we'll wrap it all up with some final thoughts. All right, let's do it.
Hyperdellic.
All right. Well, isn't he fish-tastic? Or lizard. I don't know. I gotta assume he's kind of a fish person. You know, or what do they call him in Waterworld? Ichthyosapien. God, wasn't that a trash movie? Can't believe I sat through that whole movie. You know what Waterworld made me want to do the whole time? Get up and pee. Constantly. It was horrible. But Creature from the Black Lagoon, you know, honestly, I can't tell you. I don't remember the last time I watched the movie. On Halloween, I tried to get my daughter to watch The Bride of Frankenstein, but we got very distracted with carving pumpkins and stuff like that. It just didn't happen. Well, it wasn't Halloween. It was like the week before Halloween. But yeah, I mean, we always, like, one of our all-time favorites is Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, you got to watch that. And what else did we watch? Like some Beetlejuice. I don't think we watched Hocus Pocus this year. That's a shame. That one's one of my wife's favorites. She probably watched it. I did not. But this is a phenomenal figure. He didn't make it into the 9s. I'm going to say he's an 8.5, right? Because that bow-leggedness is a little funky. The pin technology is not my favorite, but I also have to recognize the fact that this is an older figure. Honestly, you know what? I gotta give him a 9 because it's such a good, it's such a good sculpt. It is so well representative of the creature himself. And I honestly, like, if you're a monster figure fan, if you're just a horror movie fan, you're gonna like this. This is really, really important to have. You could spend $35, $40, $50 for a different version of him, but I honestly think that as far as dollar ratio, this is your best buy. The bow-leggedness kind of irks me. He could probably get closer to a 10 if he wasn't bow-legged. I'm going to try and pick up Frankenstein, and we'll see if that's happening too. I'm also going to try and zap him with a heat gun and see if I can't reshape that so that he's not so bow-legged. But it does kind of add to the creature effect of him, and he is a very sturdy figure as well. Like, he's not easy to knock over. I mean, can I knock him over? Yeah, of course I can. He does some wonderful things. The knees are pretty good. The elbows are pretty good. They're not perfect. I think Jada has improved upon their designs since the Universal Monsters line. But I don't think that counts out the Universal Monsters line at all. I think these are very worthwhile figures to get. And like I said, like, if you're an old creature feature monster movie kind of, you know, fan, and if you love the old Frankenstein movies and Dracula like I do, you're gonna love this figure. Like, if you loved the movie and you still have fondness for those days when it was like, oh no, the creature from the Black Lagoon, you know, you're gonna like this. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad that I have it. I like I said, it's inspiring me to go and get a Frankenstein. Most definitely. I like the classics, right? I love, you know, Boris Karloff, where he's just listed as Karloff, right? Karloff the Great. And Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi as, you know, as Dracula. Like, I mean, those are some classics. If you watch them, they're still really good movies. Are they as action-packed as the ones nowadays? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Michael Bay has definitely improved movie watching. But there is always something to be said for the classics. And this is a great representation of a classic. If you are a fan of Creature of the Black Lagoon, you're going to want to get you some. Keep your eyes out for Frankenstein, maybe the Bride of Frankenstein. I might even pick up that Bela Lugosi Dracula. That was looking pretty dope. But again, I don't expect these videos to do as well in viewership and likes, but hey, while you're here, hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, because I get a lot of views and I get a lot of comments, but there's not as many subscribers, subscribe. You can turn off notifications if you want, but if you want my idiocracy and my goofiness in toy review, and you want to see them when they pop up, you turn on them notifications. Come here there, creature. What do you want? Well, I mean, what do I want? I want you to tell everybody what they should do. Turn on notifications, subscribe, like, and become a member. Oh yeah. You can become a member of my channel now if you want. You know, it'll help you out when I'm live streaming and stuff, and you can, like, you know, you can see your name in, like, different colors and stuff. You know, I will also, for my members, your name will show up in my videos. Like, in this video, like right about now, I would be showing all of the members, but it's still a new feature. Haven't gotten any members yet. I'm still hoping I will. I mean, it's not going to change. It's there. It's not going away. So become a member if you can. If you want to support my channel in any other way, there are links in the description down below. Patreon is probably one of the best ways to just throw me some money and say, hey, Hyperdellic, buy some figures, review them, right? Because that's what I do. And there's also Amazon link down there where you can send me a action figure that's on my list of stuff that I want to purchase and review. A lot of it is older stuff on my list, stuff that I didn't get a chance to pick up before, and they're not like major hot, you know, figures. I will probably open any of those live and have you participate in the chat, if possible. So keep that in mind. I'm always looking to do that. I am considering doing a a reading of some of my Masters of the Universe comics collection. You know, the ones that come with my Masters of the Universe figures. We're going to call it Masters of the Universe Peace Theater. I attempted it a while back, but now I think I have a better idea of what I want to do and how I want to do it. And it should be a fun time for everybody. All right, so Creature, head us on out. What do you want me to do? I don't know. Like, tell people that we love them. Oh, I can't do that. All right, fine, I'll do it. Guys, I love you. Thank you for checking out this video. Okay, you did a better job than I would have. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate the support. It's nice. I love you guys. I hope that you have a great day. And if this is the end of your day, I hope that you had a wonderful day. Remember to play a lot. I mean, seriously, play is so good for the mind. It is so good to do something that you enjoy, that makes you smile. It don't have to be toys. It doesn't have to be video games. It could be like playing a board game with your family, or making a puzzle. That's play. All kinds of things. Creating things. Doing sculptures and artwork. All sorts of play. All sorts of play. Play is good. Play is good for the heart. Play is good for the mind. And remember, play hard. Oh, splash.